Intimate ZvX with Stoic, episode 21, game 2. He is Stoic Regret.
And I'm really tired. And he's Stoic something.
Stoic Nouveau. I got myself a little Neo Citron here, because I am feeling like big bag of dicks. And that's way too hot for me to drink. Woo! So David, this is ZvP on Daybreak. I love this map, by the way.
I'm too tired to like anything right now.
This song is, it's called Graves by Tokyo Police Club. I like Tokyo Police Club. You guys might not know them, but they're also from very close to where I live. And a good friend of mine went to high school with them, so yeah. I have their whole album. Both of them. Okay, well, David, you ready to get into this game?
I don't even know I don't even know who they are.
You don't know Tokyo Police Club?
Nope.
So good. Try the song Wait Up. Actually, you know what? I'll do that next video.
Okay. Alright, let's do this. 41.
Okay, I'm ready when you are. 3,
Yep.
2, 1, play.
44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49,
right.
50, 51, 52. Are you ahead yet?
I'm at a minute and 6.
You serious?
No. That'd be bad. That
would be really bad.
With Heart of the Swarm comes multi-replay viewing. Pack your ashes, pack your...
We should take a nap in the first 3 minutes of this VOD.
Maybe we should start at a minute and 41 seconds since you open the exact same way in every VOD.
It is true.
No, 41 seconds is our patented time. For our 41st episode, we should do something crazy.
We're not at, what are we at, 20 what? 20?
Yeah, do Zerd cheeses. How to cheese people, 41 episodes.
That's so far from now.
Yep, 20 from now.
We might not even be alive. Who knows?
I know, I might not make it back from Karlstad. I wish there was like a dream hack going on when I was there. How sick would that be?
Yeah, that'd be nice. Dream hacks
Because
are
they
done really
do it in
well.
like Stockholm or something, or... I don't know, but fuck.
It's basically like walking into a huge nightclub. Because they play a bunch of Euro trance and stuff.
Yeah.
Really loud, apparently.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yeah.
Europeans love techno.
They also like drinking.
So close to you right now. It's a force field.
Alright, so this is going to be a standard 15 pool into 16 Overlord, and then I'm going to try to get my...
You don't take your hatch at your third anymore, basically, right? You let him get that pylon down and get the
I
third.
do it if I'm playing like custom games, but I just don't feel like canceling my hatch when someone decides to do some retarded 4-gate on ladder. So... Because it does put you slightly behind if they open gate first. Because you do normally have to cancel it. Alright.
Okay.
So, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? VODs? Oh, we're doing VODs. Okay.
Yeah, this is
So-
iMpPhantaxx, David.
So out of it. Alright, so I'm gonna get my third hatch at 24, which is about as early as you can do safely if you have to kill the first pylon. I've been getting 6 lings. Wait, did I get 6 lings?
Oh,
No,
that's a
never
good hiding
mind.
place.
Scratch it.
He put his probe in the smoke.
Oh, I'm gonna find it for sure then, because I always check there.
I never check there.
I always check there, guys.
Now I know. And there it is, you saw it.
Okay, so just something new as of late. Make sure it's actually easy to do this too because of the new upgraded Overlord speed. Always check the gas timings at his main base after scouting his front initially against Protoss nowadays. It's MC popularized the 5-gate, 6-gate all-in off of one gas. The easiest way to scout it.
Of course he did.
Yeah, the easiest way to scout it is to see if he takes 1 or 2 gases and to see if he mines from 1 or 2 at the main base. The reason why it works on Stephano is not because it's a good build, it's actually because Stephano, for some reason, never scouts the main base of Protoss, ever. So it's actually impossible for him to dictate whether the Protoss takes a double gas at 19 or 20 or whatever, or takes a single gas. And if they take a single gas, and you put your roach warren down at 7 minutes, you will die to the 5-gate all-in. So you do have to know it's coming. But as is, I see that there's 2 gas, so I don't have to worry about it this game. The proper response to that, by the way, is either to scale your gases by double gassing at 32 and then putting your roach warren down in 6 minutes, or by simply just taking 1 gas at 25 and getting speed as super fast as possible, so that you can have about 10 speedlings out on the map when he's trying to take that forward pylon. And if you deny the forward pylon, the game is pretty much over. And he actually can't do anything about it if you have speed, just because he's sitting on 5 gates waiting to warp. And if he warps the zealots in his main base, then by the time they make it to your base, you should have tons of spines ready.
He took those gases so early. It took him like 6 minutes and 15 seconds.
Yep, indeed. So that's going to allow me to drone up pretty heavily here. You know, I even saw that stalker kind of harass my lings, but just because he took those gases so early, I actually did a whole round of of drones first before I built these additional lings. And I see here it's only 1 stalker, so really nothing to be afraid of at all. So I am going to go straight to layer first to spend my initial 100 because I know that there's no pressure. That's why I kind of waited a little bit. If I maybe saw an additional unit or spotted a forward pylon trying to be placed down, I probably would have gotten the speed first. But definitely I don't have to be safe against this many gases this early. And the stalker just seems like a little bit of a scout. So you want to do a time check?
Sure.
I'm at 8 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Okay.
8.
We're good to
Okay. Alright, so when you are allowed to drone up this heavy and not build any roaches early, you're allowed to take this macro hatch before the 70 food mark, and this really allows you to
pound out
either
the drones.
either pound out the drones really fast if you're going to take a 4th base in response to early thirds, or simply just maxing on roaches faster this way, because the macro hatch, the faster it kicks in, the faster your production shoots up. So I am going to be going up to about 66 drones here, so that's a perfect number if I want to max on roaches. And as is, because I didn't scout Twilight, I think up to this point that he's doing the Immortal all-in, so I am going to be trying to max on roaches just so I can defend this. The beauty of this play is if he's on that exact same tech as the Immortal all-in but takes a 3rd, I also want to max like this to do a little bit of damage. So the build order kind of works for both scenarios, so it's kind of 2 birds with 1 stone. It's very safe to just go straight into this based on the timings of his gas, and because I don't see any Stargate units, so it pretty much has to be Robotech. And if it's Blink Tech, it's even better for me because it's actually more difficult to fend this off with just Blink Tech. So now I do know that he is taking a 3rd. Sometimes it can be a fake into an Immortal push, but he did put down a pylon as well, so it's very unlikely that he would spend 500 resources into a fake. And now I know for sure, because I see his unit count is quite low, so even if this was an all-in, I would clean this up fairly easily. So I am going to be maxing on roaches, and I'm going to try to do as much damage as I can, because this map really allows you to do that multi-prong attack aggression with roaches and lings, just because it's so big, and it's quite difficult for him to defend such a large ramp. You know, if he actually wants to force field you out, he actually can't do it at both fronts for that long.
So that's why you're working on those rocks before you max, right?
Yeah, definitely want to force him to use a ton of force fields. So basically this is just becomes mind games. I want to see, so I'm just kind of playing with his head. He's prematurely force fielding there. And then I'm going to go to the bottom here and see if he reacts, and if he does, I'm going to go back to the top and just kind of see how much damage I can do. And now I do see he's setting up a big wall, so I do want to kill off a little bit of this as much as I can. And this might look like a bad trade, but you got to think about the future of this game. If I let all of this go up, it's going to be practically impossible to attack this location. So I was able to get a good snipe on all those tech structures, but he did micro this perfectly, so he did not lose an Immortal. If he lost those with 2 Immortals, it probably would have been game, but he did force field in time. Okay, so now comes the multi-prong attack. Basically what you want to do is you want to try to get into his 2nd and 1st base as fast as possible, because those are the 2 bases where his UI gets super screwed up. Sending his units into the 2nd base is actually difficult for him because there's only one spot to get through, as you can see. And going into the main base is even worse for him because there's only one choke, the ramp, also to get through. So if his units are funneling in like that, it's more difficult for him to utilize the advantage that force fields give you. and also it gets his immortals stuck. So if the immortals aren't hitting my roaches, I'm pretty cost efficient. So I am able to get into the main base here, which is exactly what I want. It's not going to win me the game directly here because there's not that many, but as you can see, this kind of sets me up to do damage elsewhere. One thing that I'm lacking this game is my injects, but I don't really play that much anymore. But as you can see, if I was able to hit my injects, I probably would be at 180 supply offlings right now.
These immortal snipes are huge, right? They're the most important thing.
Yeah, definitely. Getting the Protoss out of position will allow you to snipe a ton of units. Sentries and immortals are the most important because they cause so much gas. Even if sentries, even if the sentries aren't actually doing damage to you, if you kill off sentries and he has to remake them, that's a ton of gas wasted. So, all right. So I am transitioning into a 4th and 5th gas right now and a 4th base because I do know that I've done enough damage, but I can't actually kill him right now. Partially because I wasn't keeping up with my injects, to be honest. But
yeah, your minerals are getting really high.
Yeah, but as is, it's probably more safe to do this instead of just trying to make up for the inject mistake and trying to just kill him on this tech. So I am going to go into infestors, which is very standard to do, especially when he's had to build this many immortals. Don't forget, I've killed a ton of them, and he still has quite a few on the field. So I do know that he's investing heavily into immortals as well. So this is good for me. So I'm going to be setting myself up for late game. It's very important to have this creep spread. So as you can see, another mistake I'm making because I'm really bad now. I don't have any creep spread. Make sure that creep spread extends as far out as possible so that if you do need to transition into tier 3, you can spine up in proper locations. The more creep spread you have, the more options you have to spine in locations that you want to spine up. If you don't have any creep spread, then if you don't have any creep spread, then you're kind of stuck on just hoping that he attacks a location where your spines are. So at about this point in the game, the creep spread should be about mid-map. Especially on this map, that's very good because it allows you to take the base in front of you first and spine that up, and that actually essentially protects all of your bases. But okay, so as is, I'm going to be transitioning into infestors here. So the reason I'm doing this attack here is because I want to get rid of my roaches, essentially. You never want to have roaches going into tier 3 against Protoss. Basically, I want my army just to be lings and infestors. So this is actually excellent damage. This is more than I can ask for. I was able to catch him out of position because he was at his 3rd base. So I'm able to get a huge tech structure here, and I'm able to basically lose all of my roaches and utilize them to the best of their ability. I think I kill an additional few workers here, and I actually get them out of position too. So just good damage, waste of force fields, killings of sentries, etc. And as you can see now, I'm not going to build a single roach after this because you want your entire deposit into Spire Tech and Infestors. And that allows you to nicely transition into a purely mineral deposit of lings, and that way you don't have to build any more roaches because roaches are really expensive and they kind of kill your supply. So as you can see here, if I maxed on roaches, my supply now would be about 175, and that would be really bad because then I only have about 25 supply left to kind of work with my transition into more infestors and ultimately broodlords, whereas now I'm actually only at 140. But as you can see, just because of the ability for infestors to be so strong defensively, I actually am comfortable being at this low food count, and I want the biggest gap in food going on through this game because I want to be able to produce broodlords and corruptors whenever I see fit. So usually you want to be defensive here and just kind of sit down and wait. As you can see, I'm starting to spine up, but I did scout his army there when he touched my Xel'Naga, and I still saw no Colossus, and I do remember that I sniped the Colossus tech. So before he hits Colossus, I want to try to do as much damage as I can. Mastlings is very, very strong, as you can see here, against non-Colossus tech, so I'm basically hitting this timing, not to kill him, even though it actually does, but
wow,
it basically ensures that he will never have enough units, even if he survives this, to punish me for going straight into Broodlords. And as you can see, this was the perfect time to hit. His first Colossus just pops out. This might not be possible if this Colossus was with his army, but as is, yeah. But the important part here is my ability to stack my resources. You can see my economy is quite healthy going into the late game here. I do have 1,000 gas banked up to build about 10 corruptors here. And I have the ability to go all the way up to about 80, 90, even 100 drones at this point, so I can start spawning up. And as you can see, his army, even with this Colossus, even if I didn't do this attack, his army is not really strong enough to attack me. So I do have that ability to kind of sit there and macro into that late game composition. So, yep, that's it. Fairly simple.
Okay, we'll be back for episode 3 or game 3, episode 21 after this.